I then did my second HBO special, and so then that caught the eye of Dick Ebersol at NBC, who was now producing Saturday Night Live. Lorne had left. So I get a chance to host the show. So now I'm in New York. We're rehearsing the show, and Davey Wilson, who was the director of the show, who was there at that first show that I got bumped from, and totally remembered the potato chips. We start working on a moment in the show where I tell the audience, I was here 8 years ago, and I was going to do this piece, but it ran a little long, so I was bumped from the first show. So would you all like to see what I was going to do and that was 9 years later? And the audience applauds, and as I say, okay, here's, Dave got on the intercom and said, Bill, we don't have time, we have to go to commercial. All right, we'll be right back. And it was really funny, but I had the best time. I had a great time. Al Jarreau was a musical guest. A lot of funny sketches. It was the St. Patrick's Day show. And I felt like I was where I was supposed to be. All the years earlier at Soap, they were great and served a purpose. But this was really where I was supposed to be. Right. And now I was ready for it. I may not have been then, back in '75. And I hosted it again that year with a bunch of other people, Ed Koch. There was like 4 or 5 hosts. And it went very well. And then that summer, Dick calls me and says, listen, if I could get Chris Guest, Marty Short, and Harry to come, would you be a regular on the show? And I thought about it for at least 2 seconds and said yes. I said, but I think it'd be the right thing.
Wow.
I thought, here I was 37 years old now.
Right.
And I didn't have the career I really wanted to have, as good as everything was. I still felt that was the missing piece on a national basis. Every week, where I played one character on Soap for 4 years, I could play 4 characters every show. And so we moved to New York. Marty came, Chris came, Harry came. And I think, we really energized the show in a different way. We were veteran performers, all of us. Very skilled, left from the previous cast was Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Mary Gross, Rich Hall, really funny, Jim Belushi, and Pamela Stevenson was also added to the cast, English comedian. And we had different sensibilities about us. The only drugs we did was Maalox. And where's my drummer? and so our sensibilities were different. Our film pieces were different. There were so many pieces that people still remember to this day, all these years later. Synchronized Swimming.
The Minkman Brothers.
The Minkman Brothers, which was a parody of 60 Minutes. Chris and I were these novelty jokesters, Al and Herb Minkman. Chris and I did a thing, we played 2 Negro League baseball players in a film called Ball Players that was quite a beautiful tribute to the Negro Leagues. And then some of the funnier pieces, the sketches were great.